the DXY resistance area has proven to hold as resistance on the daily time frame. But for how long? Last week we talked about this back to back more or less every day, where we said this area here at 99.30 should be an area of resistance, but I would really like to see 100.50. But then the resistance here is holding, and if you look closely as well, it seems like we have a gap, right, on market open for the week, right? So this gap now, as usual, if you know about gap trading, gap traders, they always try to close the gap as fast as possible. So don't be surprised if you have a turnaround here, trying to close this gap that you can see here. You might not see it on this chart, but I'm going to switch over to the hourly time frame, and then we're going to look at that in a bit so that you can see what I'm talking about much better. But this area here, as we said, 99.30 is acting as resistance for now, but for how long? Or is it going to be a case of it might drop further down to this point here that has acted as a flip zone, support in the past, and then resistance as well in the past as well? Only time will tell. As I would always tell traders, don't try to force anything out of the market. What you are supposed to be doing is to be a price follower. Whatever price is doing, simply follow it. Today is a Monday. It's usually pretty chilled for most times. And one thing I would also say, always good to check the calendar as well. Check the calendar as we talk about the DXY USD index for Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CHF, majorly. And you see today, Monday, we don't have anything for high impact. Even tomorrow, we don't have anything for high impact until Wednesday, what we have for the Aussie and the Kiwi, right? And then we now have for Thursday for the US dollar, right? So pay attention to the chart. It might be a bit quiet as well. We might have some rangy market on the D1, right? On the daily time frame. So these are things that we need to fully pay attention to. Now I'm going to clean this up and we're going to switch back to our charts before we round up. Now moving over to the the hourly time frame. This is what we have here, and the blue and red for our horizontal lines is drawn based on the Flippy indicator. The Flippy indicator. If you want to try out the Flippy indicator, just let me know. Comment below this video and we'll send it over to you to try it out. The flip indicator helps us to identify those areas of interest with respect to entry and even for exit. And every day it keeps on picking up some key levels. I can tell you this, that another level that we might see later this week, even though the Flippy hasn't done it, because I was the one who developed this indicator, so I know what it is going to do. We'll probably have a level somewhere around here. And why did I draw it somewhere around there? Simply because if you look to your left, always look to your left. If you look to your left, you should be able to see these levels here of resistance, some support, flippy, flip, flip, flip. Flip from support to resistance, flip from resistance to support, and you keep on seeing it going all the way to the left. The more you see it happen to the left, the more, confidence that builds, and then that helps you in identifying and trading these levels. I'm going to stop here. We're going to do this video again tomorrow, see what has developed further. As we talked about the gap, this is the gap over here. So this gap area, as you can see here, we're going to wait for the market to open up and see if the gap traders are going to try to pull it back. Mind you, gap traders, one thing I know that they do, even when the market keeps on going against them, they could end up putting in more buy positions in this. It's a strategic way of trading, martingale, right? Where they put in more buy positions so that if it continues to go down, but you must have deep pockets and you must understand your risk management appropriately. And finally, you must also know when to call it quits because it could go further down, right? So this could also happen in such a way, and then it turns around and then it gives them multiple positions. I'm not saying do that. I'm just telling you what some people are doing. It's always good to have an idea what the opposite, side is looking into. If you're a buyer, what are the sellers thinking of? If you're a seller, what are the buyers thinking of as well? Okay, with that said, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Trade safely, please. Trade safely. Your money in your account is better than in your account than mine account, right? So don't give out your money to others. Okay, cheers. Bye.